Today, the top-seeded American University Eagles look to take flight and earn a bid to the NCAA tournament. In their way, the second-seeded Colgate Raiders. The Eagles are loaded with Player of the Year Ola Kazawa and Rookie of the Year Vela McBride. But the Raiders have first-team All-League outside hitter Kathleen Harris on their side. American University swept Colgate in their 2 regular season meetings this year, and now they play for the Women's Volleyball Championship next on the Patriot League Network. Welcome inside Bender Arena here on the campus of American University in Washington, D.C., where the Eagles entertain the Colgate Raiders in the Women's Volleyball Championship. Good afternoon, everyone. Dan Lang alongside Melissa Beatty-Smoose, the head coach at Holy Cross. And when you take a look at this matchup between the Eagles and the Raiders, it's going to be an interesting one despite the fact that the Eagles swept the regular season series.
Yes, I think tonight you're going to see a very competitive match, so it should be exciting.
And for American, one of the big keys is going to be Kennedy Etheridge. She had a big match yesterday, looking to continue that today.
Really big match. She had a double-double. Look to her to still continue to get a lot of balls from Colgate. I think she has to get her hitters in great situations and mix up the ball.
And when you look at the Raiders, one of the big keys is going to be Jayla Hutchison. She is one that really came through big yesterday, in addition to Harris, but it was Hutchison that really was one of the glue factors.
Yes, Hutchinson needs to come through tonight on the blocking and the defensive end and get her started offensively from the beginning. I think it's going to be a key. If Colgate can mix around the offense, they'll have a good opportunity tonight.
And we'll see what happens as the Eagles and Raiders are set to clash. AU looking for their 14th league title, where the Raiders are looking for their 6th. We'll see what happens next as the Patriot League Network continues with the Women's Volleyball Championship. And welcome inside Bender Arena on the campus of American University, a top-ward circle, as we're set for the Patriot League Women's Volleyball Championship tilt. The second seed Colgate Raiders against the top seed American University Eagles. Let's get you today's starting lineups first for the Raiders, and head coach Ryan Baker has this lineup set. Peyton McRobbie is a 5'7" sophomore. She is a defensive specialist. Also Taylor Flaherty is a 6'1" freshman middle blocker. Kathleen Harris is a first-team all-leaguer. She's a senior outside hitter. Lauren Sanderson is a 6-foot junior setter. Katie Stansbury is also a part of the starting lineup, 5'10", sophomore outside hitter. Jayla Hutchison is one of the players that we pulled out as one of the keys for this match. And Hutchison is 6'1". She is a middle blocker. And Madison McAndrews is the libero, standing at 5'8". That's the starting lineup for the Colgate Raiders, entering with a record of 18-10 and a 14-3 record in conference play. Now for the top seed American University Eagles, let's get you these starting lineups. And it'll be Ola Kazawa. She is a 6-foot sophomore outside hitter. Also Alexandra Sohochka, she is a part of it. Kennedy Etheridge had a double-double yesterday in the victory. Loren McKenzie is a starter, as well as Rookie of the Year Vela McBride, and the libero today is Kristen Largay. She is a freshman out of Paradise Valley, Arizona. So that's the starting lineup for the Eagles, and head coach Barry Goldberg, who is the Patriot League Coach of the Year. And the Eagles sitting at 26-7 overall, 16-1 in league play, and they're undefeated 9-0 in conference play here at Bender Arena. Dan Lang alongside Melissa Beatty-Smoose, the head coach at Holy Cross. And what are a couple keys here as you look at this matchup?
I definitely think you're going to see a lot of defense from both sides, but the key will be for Colgate to mix up their offense, get their middles going, and for American, I definitely think you're going to see Ola. That's their key hitter, needing to take care of the ball.
So the Eagles coming out wearing the blue jerseys and shorts. Colgate countering with the maroon tops and black shorts. And about set to get underway. Shannon Webb is back to serve for the Eagles, as AU is looking for their 14th Patriot League title. And we're underway. And that's out of the reach there of Lauren Sanderson. So the Eagles get an early point. And there's some power from Colgate getting it past that front line of American with the equalizer.
Yes, that's a nice job getting the ball to Jayla right away in the middle.
Katie Stansbury back to serve for the Raiders. Getting a hand on it there, so Hochka, and the Raiders able with the putback to take the lead now 2-1.
Early aggressive serve by Colgate. That's what they're going to have to do to get them out of system, American out of system, so they can handle them. Scrambling on that, another great serve.
There's some power, but met there by the Eagles at Largay. And that's in the net, so the Eagles will take the points. American yesterday defeating Navy in straight sets, 3-0. Colgate needing 4 sets to get past Army to advance here to today's title match. Largay serving it up for the Eagles.
Largay did a really great job yesterday. She had 22 digs and 3 sets. Pretty incredible.
There is Vela McBride, the freshman rookie of the year, making her presence felt here early on. Well, got too much power on that one, so now the Eagles have gone up 2.
It's a nice high swing by Harris off the hands. She did a good job even when they're out of system. Colgate needs to take care of the first contacts a little bit better.
There you can see the finish. And now back to serve is Jayla Hutchison. We talked yesterday about Army needing to play high. How important is that for these two teams today?
I think getting, offensively, both teams have a high contact point, so getting the ball, the setters high enough that they can go over the block. Jayla definitely can do that.
There's Kazawa trying to use the power, but it's met. Little miscommunication there by the Raiders, so the Eagles will take it and go up 1.
That was a much better contact. The first contact, it allowed them to get a one-on-one situation or get a hole in the block there.
And there from the corner across the court, Colgate tying things up 5 apiece here in the first set of the Women's Volleyball Championship. Glad to have you with us here today. Largay getting hands on it, and there from the middle. And just out of the reach there of Largay, so Colgate goes up 1. So now Colgate goes up a couple. We've seen this match here early on with some swings each way. That ends up in, so the Raiders will take another point and now go up 3.
Yeah, great serve there.
Molly Smith, the junior setter out of Austin, Texas. And
Definitely taking chances on the back line to get him out of system, doing a great job with that serve. Really putting some pace on it.
So now a timeout called as Colgate has the 9-5 lead here early on. You're watching today's contest on the Patriot League Network on Campus Insiders. Back inside Bender Arena, Colgate with the early 9-5 lead. The Raiders on a 7-1 run here to take this lead over the top seed Eagles. There's some power from Vela McBride, but the Raiders able to meet it and return and pick up the points. Raiders playing with purpose here early on.
Yeah, they have a lot of energy here, having some smart shots offensively, going high off of American's block. They're a big blocking team, so they need to challenge that block high.
Molly Smith has helped the Raiders on this run. Now it's a 12-5 Colgate lead.
Yes, Smith with some great dropping serves there.
You can see the determination on her face. Now back to serve for the Eagles is Ola Kazawa out of Poland, a sophomore outside hitter. There's Webb from the corner. And Smith getting it back across. And McBride there met at the net.
It's a great one-on-one block. We talked about Colgate's defense being big, being the block a crucial point, so it's very nice by Colgate.
And Taylor Flaherty, the 6'1" freshman there with the block. Trying a little finesse move. Largay, though, able to answer for the Eagles and drop it right in the middle. There's McBride back to serve for AU. And just out of the reach there of Kennedy Etheridge.
Yeah, running inside like that seems to work really well. And then going high off their hands, you look to them to continue that.
7-point edge here for the Raiders. Looking for more, but the Eagles able to break the track there. Now trail by 6. And from the corner there, Webb able to get it past a couple of Raiders and pick up the point for AU. Now here's Samantha Snyder, the freshman out of Manhattan Beach, California, serving for the Eagles. Harris getting her hands on it, the first team All-Patriot League, and the Eagles there at the net, able to drop it down and pick up the point. And they're going the wrong direction, a little spin on it that Kazawa couldn't handle, and it's a 6-point edge for Colgate.
Yeah, McAndrews for Colgate, the libero, is doing a really good job of handling the first contact. They might have to, American might have to switch to going after somebody else on the serve receive.
Peyton McRobbie back to serve for the Raiders, the 5'7" sophomore out of Laguna Beach, California. She had a big presence in yesterday's match, McRobbie did. The Eagles will pick up the point, now trail by 5. Webb. And there at the net, that was Jayla Hutchison, who we said is going to be a big key for Colgate today, and she comes away helping them with a point there.
Yeah, nice job.
Raiders looking for their 19th win of the season. It would be a big one. And there, Kazawa able to get the point for the Eagles, cross-court style.
Yeah, American ran a little inside. Their Colgate's right side block was a little too far out on her.
Largay serves it into the net. Now here's Hutchison back to serve for the Raiders. 6'1", she's out of San Francisco, California. So that ends up out. Eagles will take the point. Just underway, the Women's Volleyball Championship here in the Patriot League. Here in the first set, Colgate leading American 17-12. Make it 18-12.
Eagles again running that two ball inside has been very effective for them. The right side blocker for American needs to do, like, track that ball a little bit more, get 2 blocks on that.
Here's Molly Smith back to serve. She led him on a run earlier in this set. There from the corner, Kazawa.
Ola looks like she's getting going, so expect her back here on the end line to put together a good serve.
That's a scary proposition for Colgate if Kazawa gets going.
Yeah, they don't want that.
So the Eagles take the point, pull to within 4. Kazawa back to serve again. Smith setting it up. Largay over toward the corner. Webb, little finesse, but Smith there to answer. There's Harris from the side. Largay. So a lift there, and it's going to go toward the Eagles. They'll grab the point.
Colgate really did a good job of adjusting to that tip, I think, from yesterday, kind of changing up their defense and knowing that's going to come from the outside.
You know, one of the things, when you take a look at, there's Barry Goldberg's 700th win that he picked up earlier this year. Fans, for the latest news and stories on the Patriot League, follow the Patriot League on Twitter, @Patriot League, including the upcoming football game. All the Patriot League news you can use right there on Twitter, @Patriot League. Right here in the first set, Colgate has the 18-15 lead over AU. There's Barry Goldberg, mentioned his 700th career win earlier this season, has his Eagles sitting at 26-7, 16-1 in conference play, and an undefeated 9-0 in conference play here inside Bender Arena. We hit on it a little bit yesterday, but just talk about how important the home court advantage is for the Eagles.
They've played well here all year. I think it's always nice playing at home. You don't have to travel. You're used to, practicing in here. I think American being young, they're kind of coming into their own later in the season, and it's definitely helping them.
Kazawa back to serve for AU, trailing by 3. Smith getting her hands on it from the corner. It's Harris. And there from the middle, McBride able to dip it back across. Eagles will take the point, now pulled back to within 2. Yulita Kurdzuk is now on the floor for AU, wearing number 18. There's Webb. Smith setting up Harris, using some power, but putting a little bit too much on it. So the Eagles will take the point and now pull back to within 1. Harris trying the cross court, trying to place it in the back portion, but unable to do so. Largay. There's Webb from the corner. Met though by McAndrews. Webb again, and this time it gets past McAndrews. Eagles will take the point and now are all knotted up at 18 apiece. So the Eagles have battled back from a big deficit here to tie things in this first set. And there at the net, some more power there from the Eagles. Like that was McBride.
This is what American does really well. They just stay patient and kind of chip away at you. And towards the end of the game, past 18 points, they play a very solid game, force you to make the mistakes.
AU with a 7-0 run right now. And running out of real estate on that one, so the Raiders will take the point, tie things up 19 apiece. There you can see Harris putting a spin on it. Harris now back to serve. And there from the corner, again standing tall for the Eagles, is Webb. AU up 1. And Vela McBride, the freshman out of Reston, Virginia. Not too far from DC. She'll serve it up. Smith getting a hand on it, and the Eagles will take the point. Now go up 2.
Yeah, Webb right now is on fire. She has 4 kills, hitting .444. You're gonna have to find a way to stop both outsides.
Fans see every buzzer beater, hear every cheer on the PLN on Campus Insiders, where fans can view live events and video-on-demand features on your computer and various mobile devices. Visit the Patriot League website to watch archived games throughout the year or view feature stories on your favorite school or student athletes. Dan Lang alongside Melissa Beatty-Smoose, the head coach at Holy Cross. Nice to have you with us for the Women's Volleyball Championship tilt today between American University and Colgate.
Great to be back today. Exciting watching the Patriot League and 2 teams battle, American and Colgate.
And there for AU, seeing Loren McKenzie, the junior middle blocker out of Baldwin, New York, making her presence felt and helping the Eagles to a 2-point advantage here in the first set over Colgate. And, you know, we talked about how the Eagles have had so much success inside the Patriot League in 2013, going to the Sweet 16 and having a chance to beat Georgia and Duke. And that's important when it comes to Patriot League play and how competitive this league is.
Yes, definitely very competitive, and they do well in the NCAA tournament.
Vela McBride serving for the Eagles, putting a little bit too much on that. 2014 Eagles winning the title, beating Lehigh, and then losing to Dayton in the first round. Away from the corner, Kurdzuk able to get it back across. In 2015, the Eagles down to Army to capture the title and then beat Kentucky before losing to Ohio State. So competitive.
Yeah, very. Kentucky that year was 22, and they went into their place or the regional with a 3-0 sweep on them.
2-point edge for the Eagles. And that one's going to end up out, so make it a 1-point edge.
Once again, getting the ball to Jayla, getting her started right here. Her block, you know, they're really needing it.
Peyton McRobbie is in to serve for Colgate, looking to pull the Raiders even. It's been a back and forth first set here between AU and Colgate, which is what we expected to see today, a competitive match. There's Webb from the corner. Largay. Webb again from the corner, but met at the net.
Webb's really doing a great job of tooling off the block, going around them, doing a lot of different things with that ball.
Eagles up 2 here in the first set. There's McRobbie, or check that, Stansberry. Able to knock it back, pick up the point, and pull the Raiders back to within 1. Stansberry, the 5'10" sophomore outside hitter, back to serve it up for the Raiders. Largay. Goes Kazawa. Harris getting it back across. And there for the Eagles, that's McKenzie putting it back across. So now the Eagles have the 2-point edge and a chance to pick up this first set. Largay back to serve, and it's off the knuckles. So the Eagles capture the first set here this afternoon in the Volleyball Championship. Capturing the first set 25-22 over Colgate.
Both sides are serving very aggressive, getting both teams out of system, getting what's the service aces. Colgate has 4 and American has 2.
So the Eagles pick up the first set, and we'll take a timeout. Women's Volleyball Championship, Patriot League style. The Eagles of American University taking the first set 25-22 from Colgate. And Melissa, Eagles went on that late 9-2 run to seal it up.
Yeah, Colgate definitely has to stop them on the runs. You can't give a team like American that many points and be able to recover from it. So they do have to have their side-out game above 60% right here. I think late in the game too, Colgate had a lot of errors.
McRobbie is back to serve for Colgate to get this second set underway. And there's a call against AU, so Colgate, or check that, AU will get the point. Some numbers from that first set. Kennedy Etheridge, 13 assists. Shannon Webb with 5 kills, leading AU. Webb there getting her hands on it.
Colgate's going to have to find a way to slow down both of their outsides that are hitting both above 400 right now, getting the majority of the sets.
As far as Colgate, leaders in the kills department, Katie Stebbins, Jayla Hutchison, and Kathleen Harris, each with 3 in that first set. There's Hutchison from the middle, but a nice answer there for the Eagles.
That was a great up.
So the Eagles here on a run to begin the second set. After capturing the first one, Webb back to serve for AU. Now at the net from the corner, that's Stansbury. Hutchison trying the finesse, but the Eagles looking to answer. A valiant effort, but going the wrong direction there.
Yeah, so definitely. They got, this year is the first year no pursuit rule, so they can't cross the net and play the ball where you used to be able to run and play the ball back.
And how has that really changed things? Has it much? Is it a rule you like as a coach?
You know, I think in arenas like this, it's good. But when you're in tight spaces, I think it can be difficult to pursue those balls.
Eagles have a 3-point lead here in the second set.
I think they implemented that for safety reasons. So
Hutchison back to serve for the Raiders. And there's some power for the Eagles. So AU takes the point and goes up 3. There from the corner. And that's, of course, Kazawa using it to smack down. Now back to serve for AU. Kennedy Etheridge. And met there at the net. Julita Kurdzuk. So Etheridge back to serve again. You had said before the match that this was going to be one of your keys. How's Etheridge looking here so far?
I think she's doing a great job of getting the players in situations to be successful offensively. I mean, right now, they're hitting above 300 as a team.
Largay tumbling down on a rally. Harris able to get it back across. And there for AU. A little bit too much on it. So Colgate will take the point. Some changes for the Raiders. On the floor now is Molly Smith, the junior, to serve. Skimming across the top of the net. And the Eagles able to put it back just out of the reach and go up 4. Vela McBride, just a tender touch there at the net. Smith setting up Harris from the corner. Largay keeping it alive for AU, and Webb getting it back across. There's Kurdzuk. Largay giving up her body to keep it going.
There.
Yeah.
She read that, got under it. Another one.
Yeah, Largay tumbling all over the floor there for the Eagles. But Colgate ends up picking up the point and pulling back to within 3. Kathleen Harris back to serve, the first team All-Patriot League, the senior outside hitter out of Playa del Rey, California. There's Kurdzuk from the corner, able to answer for the Eagles.
Yeah, a little miscommunication on Colgate. That's a great touch on the block. They just need to pursue that ball.
Largay steps out. Loren McKenzie, the junior middle blocker, back in for the Eagles. Smith setting up there at the net. Now from the corner, it's Webb. Harris pushing it back across for the Raiders. And the point is going to go toward Colgate. Raiders pulling to within 3. Eagles picking up the first set and leading here in the second set of the championship. That's out. So the Raiders will take another point as Madison McAndrews is back to serve. There's Kurdzuk with the cross-court move. So the Eagles will take the point thanks to Kurdzuk.
Great deep swing. It's really hard at that angle to pick up those balls defensively, so nice job.
So Yolita checks out. Now onto the floor for the Eagles, Samantha Snyder. And just out of her reach. Shelby Vlondren checking in here for Snyder for AU. And back to serve for Colgate is Peyton McRobbie. And there's McKenzie at the net for the Eagles. Pushing it back across. There's Kazawa from the corner. The Eagles go up 4.
Zhao right now with no errors offensively, 6 kills.
I was going to say, you know the Eagles are on when they have the cross-court motion going, right?
Yeah.
When they're able to use their power.
Yeah, they've been able to really attack any zone right now. I think Colgate defensively, that's what they need to do, is really go high and tool off the block.
Able to do so there in the finish from Katie Stansbury. As she'll move back to serve now. 3-point edge for the Eagles. Webb unable to get it back across, so Colgate will take the points, pulling to within 2. The Eagles have led this entire second set after a back-and-forth affair in the first set. There, the Eagles able to finish. Kazawa.
Etheridge did a great job of sending that quicker tempo out there so that Jayla couldn't close the block on Ola.
There's Harris trying to get it back across. Kazawa keeping it alive. McAndrews with a reaction. There's Harris across court. Largay. Now Webb setting it up. Then there's Kazawa from the corner, met by McAndrews. And Harris. McRobbie. And Hutchison. Largay keeping it going for the Eagles.
Yeah, Largay right now already has over 10 digs, and it's not even, the second set's not even over. She's all over the place.
So the Eagles will take the point there and now go up 4. Nice rally edge to the Eagles as Kazawa finishes it off from the right corner. Hutchison trying the touch. Eagles, though, able to answer. Harris at the net. There's Harris again, this time trying to use some power. Going the wrong direction, but the Raiders able to keep it going. And therefore the Eagles able to finish it off at the net.
Colgate offensively really needs to go with their power, needs to swing really high and tool the block. The Americans doing a great job picking up the tips and rolls. They need to start swinging Colgate to the deep corners.
So a timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well with American leading 14-9 here in the second set. You're watching today's contest on the Patriot League Network. Dan Lang alongside Melissa Beatty-Smoose, head coach at Holy Cross, with you here in the second set of the Women's Volleyball Championship. Eagles taking the first set and leading here in the second set by 6, 15-9.
Webb again with the back row attack, attacking that deep 1-6 seam.
And there at the net, Hutchison is met. She'll try it again. This time for the Eagles, wandering. And Etheridge couldn't react in time, so the point will go to the Raiders, pulling now to within 5.
Nice job blocking up front for Jayla.
Hutchison back to serve now for the Raiders. There's Harris, met there by Webb. And a whistle in the net. Eagles will take the point and go up 6. So now back to serve for the Eagles, Kennedy Etheridge. First team all-leaguer. A little bit too much on that one. So the serve is long and the point goes to Colgate. For the Raiders, Molly Smith to serve. McAndrews just out of her reach. And there from the corner for the Eagles, Kurtzuk.
Colgate needs to really wait on that block a little bit longer.
Kazawa serving for the Eagles. Now Harris gets it back across and just out of the reach there of Stansbury. So the Eagles will take the point.
Smart play by Etheridge, yeah. She saw an opportunity, and that's what we talked about, her stepping up.
AU on a 7-2 run here in the second set.
She just needs to get the middles of the ball a little bit higher so they can get on top of the ball.
Harris back to serve for Colgate. Eagles with the 6-point edge. There's Kurtzuk again from the corner. That's her spot. Smith keeping it going for Colgate.
Great swing, high off the block. That's what we talked about. That'll continue to be helpful for them. Also running Colgate's outsides inside. They need to continue to do.
Harris with the jump serve. There's Kurtzuk from the corner, but she's met this time by the Raiders. Looked like that was Katie Stebbins getting a hand on it. Eagles lead now down to 4 here in the second set. At the net, that's Webb for the Eagles, giving them a 5-point lead. Now back to serve for AU, Vela McBride.
Yeah, Americans outsides both right now have 0 hitting errors. That's pretty tough to hitting above 500.
Well, that's pretty tough to combat, isn't it?
It is. They force you to play air-free volleyball.
And McAndrews there, just out of her reach. So what are some things that if you're Colgate you can do now to try to stem this tide that the Eagles are on?
I think, siding out here, getting the ball back, knowing that the ball's going to the outsides, they're going to have to start defending that a little bit better.
Katie Stebbins with the return for Colgate. Eagles unable to handle.
They're doing a good job of siding out right here. It's just, Americans just overpowering. They can't keep the serve.
McRobbie will serve for the Raiders, trailing by 4. Webb, there's Etheridge. McKenzie getting it back across for AU. And from the middle there, lots of power used. And it works there for the Eagles, and guess who? Kazawa.
Yep, right out of the back row attack, and they're struggling to defend that deep in the court.
So now Colgate is going to call a timeout as they have a 5-point deficit here in the second sets after dropping the first set 25-22. So we'll keep it here inside Bender Arena. As you take a look at the movement there for the Eagles. And Kazawa finishing it off there with the power. And right now that gives AU the 5-point edge here in the second set. Nice to have you with us today, Dan Lang, alongside Melissa Beatty-Smoose. And right now, if you're Barry Goldberg, the head coach at American, what are you telling your crew? You've already captured the first set. You have a 5-point cushion here in the second set. What are you discussing?
I think right now it's just staying with their game plan and coming out and finishing strong here. I think Etheridge is doing a great job getting their hitters, just like we talked about. They're playing a lot of defense. I think Colgate out of the timeout, he has to relax his team and start getting them back into the rhythm.
There's Barry Goldberg. Has enjoyed a ton of success here at American University. We mentioned his 700th career win earlier this year. And the Raiders come out of the timeout.
It's a great way to respond.
Yep.
I think they need to continue to do that, attack the deep cross court.
Stansberry helping finish off that point. And the push across there for McKenzie. Largay watching it go out. So the Eagles will take the point, go back up by 5. There's Hutchison from the corner. Webb, though, chases it down for the Eagles. And Hutchison unable to go down and dig it out for the Raiders. Largay serving it up for the Eagles. There's Harris from the corner. And just off the hands there of Wanderen, the sophomore out of Southlake, Texas.
Yeah, nice swing. That's where they're taking advantage of American out there.
5-point edge for AU. And back to serve for the Raiders. And that one gets past Karina Moncada.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that the short serve is the answer there. They executed on that really well. One thing you want to do when you serve the short ball is to take the middle out of play. So knowing that, you go commit to the outside and hopefully get a block on that ball. But Ola's just doing an amazing job on the outside.
There from the corner, that's Kurdzuk. And the Eagles will take the point and take the set. So the Eagles have captured the first 2 sets here this afternoon as Yolita Kurdzuk and crew are up 2-0 on Colgate in the Women's Volleyball Championship. But you're watching today's contest on the Patriot League Network on Campus Insiders. Welcome back inside Bender Arena here on the campus of American University, atop Ward Circle here in Washington, D.C. Dan Lang alongside Melissa Beatty-Smoose, the head coach at Holy Cross. Nice to have you with us. And the Eagles, the top seed in this tournament, have taken the first 2 sets here today.
Yeah, they look really good here today at home. They're very physical at the net. Colgate coming out here, they have to get Harris going. She's currently needs to be able to put the ball down.
And there the Eagles pick up the first point of the match. Yeah, you mentioned Harris. She's hitting just 0.95 here through the first 2 sets.
Right. I mean, and last night she was, hitting in the high 200s, had 16 kills for them. I think they have to have a combination of 3 to 4 of their front row players in getting some kills. And I definitely think they have to stop tipping and really go aggressive, high off the hands, swinging deep corners against American. American's doing a great job of picking up those tips.
And the Eagles quickly out to a 3-0 lead here in the 3rd set over the Raiders. Smith getting her hands on it. Now there's Largay for the Eagles. And Kazawa using some finesse from the corner. Largay, again, this time they're setting up Kazawa, and she's able to place it in the back corner. So Kazawa with her specialty, and the Eagles go up 4-0. There's Kazawa across the court. And there for Colgate, Katie Stebbins.
That's what they need to do. Yeah, they mixed up the offense there. They pulled the block, and so she got a one-on-one situation over there.
Stebbins at 6'2" out of Plano, Texas. Able to come through big there and get Colgate on the board. Taylor Flaherty back to serve for the Raiders. And that's right between a couple of Eagles. Nice placement there by the Raiders and Stansbury.
That was a great job. That's a hard angle to hit, and she got it over and in play.
And Kazawa from the corner. There's McKenzie putting it across for the Eagles. So the Eagles have a 3-point edge here in the 3rd set after taking the first set 25-22 and grabbing the second set 25-18. There's Kazawa being met by Smith. Largay. Etheridge down the middle for Webb.
Largay's playing really great defense today. Everything hit her way. She's just getting up. They really need to hit the ball away from her, go more to the right side.
And there's Kazawa again, smacking it down, getting the point for the Eagles, putting AU up 4.
And she was just basically over the block there.
Kazawa stands at 6 foot. That's what she's listed as. Three-point edge to the Eagles here in the 3rd set. Back to serve for the Raiders is McRobbie out of Laguna Beach, California. There's McBride. Harris chases it down. And there's Kazawa again.
That's really hard to defend. One-on-one block up there.
Eagles up 4. And Kennedy Etheridge is back to serve. So there the Raiders able to use a little of the off speed, and that's Jayla Hutchison able to get it past the first row. So the Eagles will take the point there, and back to serve is Kazawa, a sophomore out of Poland. And a whistle. Eagles were in the net, so the Raiders will take the point, and that pulls them back to within 3.
They're hanging in there.
McBride with some power from the middle, but it's met by the Raiders. This time Webb from the corner, tracking it down. Stansbury for the Raiders, and back across for McRobbie.
Harris really needs to swing down the lines or make the setter play the ball here. She continues to go straight to the libero.
So you want to see Harris be a little bit more aggressive?
Yes, and really attack their right side of the court.
There's Harris. Webb for the Eagles. McRobbie answering. And Largay there, unable to keep it going for the Eagles.
Nice
so the
job.
Raiders take it.
They ran inside, and that's what we talked about, continuing to do that. That also scores for Colgate, running the outside inside.
Raiders looking for the equalizer, but unable to get it. Then the Eagles go back up 2. And a chance for Vela McBride to serve for AU. There's Webb from the corner for the Eagles. Unable to handle that one was Harris. So the Eagles go back up by 3. There again, Webb with the cross court. And McBride serves that one into the net. So she'll step out. Largay back in for the Eagles. Also some changes for Colgate as Molly Smith is back to serve. So another whistle. Double contact there by the Raiders, and so that'll give the Eagles another point, put them up by 3.
Yeah, just trying to do a little bit more than able to do there.
Sam Snyder serving for the Eagles and serves it into the net. So the Raiders will take the point, and now back to serve for Colgate is Kathleen Harris as Snyder steps out for AU. And Shelby Vlonderen in for the Eagles. There's Kazawa. And there from the corner, that's Stebbins. Vlonderen, Etheridge. There's Etheridge getting it back across, and The Raiders unable to handle it. So point to the Eagles. AU now up 4. And the Raiders able to answer on that one.
Yeah, look to them to continue to attack that side of the court. I think they're doing a great job with getting the ball behind. They need to continue that. And that tip from the slide with the middles is really causing them havoc. They might need to adjust their defense on that.
The Raiders came out hot in that first set and really played the Eagles tight, back and forth in that first set. And then since then, the Eagles really have extended out.
Yeah, they haven't really been able to gain the momentum. I think it's hard to come back from, not finishing a set like that when you're up.
And we'll take a timeout. You're watching today's contest on the Patriot League Network on Campus Insiders. Welcome back inside Bender Arena, where the Eagles have a 15-10 lead over the Colgate Raiders here in the third set. Eagles taking the first 2 sets, 25-22 and 25-18. Out comfortably here for the third set. And there was some more power, Kazawa. And just out of the reach there of Stansbury, trying to keep it alive for the Raiders.
Yeah, Kazawa, 15 kills, 0 errors, hitting .469.
And that one's into the net. So the Raiders will take the point on the service error.
Ola only a sophomore, so we have a lot to look forward to in the future.
Now you as an opposing coach up at Holy Cross, probably not so much in the looking forward department, right?
No.
That ends up out, so the Eagles will take the point and now go up 6. And Kennedy Etheridge is back to serve for AU, and we hit on it yesterday, but this Eagles team, as good as they are, they're a young team.
Yeah, very young, so I can't even imagine what, and they have 4 of their players out injured for the season. When they get all of them healthy, they're gonna have a lot more depth. They could be pretty scary next year.
But first things first this year in the championship, the Eagles have taken the first 2 sets and have a 5-point edge here in the third set. Etheridge, and there's Kurdzuk from the corner. And Kurdzuk, that's her specialty over there from the corner.
Yes, they're just really kind of rolling right here.
And McRobbie there, unable to answer. The Eagles will take that point, now go up 7.
Ola's back there at the end line. She looks very confident, just ready to go after him.
So Colgate taking the timeouts, and the Eagles are on an 8-2 run. So again, Colgate obviously calling the timeout because they're down, but as we look at Barry Goldberg, I mean, is there much as a coach that you're saying when you're up by this much and seem to be on a roll? Do you kind of say things to kind of settle the team a bit?
I think right now they're playing with a lot of confidence. I don't think you need to settle them. I think it's more play each point like you have been and stay focused and finish.
And here, as you take a look at the Eagles and Largay and Kazawa there from the corner.
Yeah, that's a big-time hit from her. She's getting that one-on-one situation with the hole in the block.
And Kazawa, again, we'll see her. And it's really something that is hard to battle against if you are the opponent. There's Kazawa, number 1. And she's back to serve. The player of the year in the Patriot League, Kazawa is.
We can definitely see why today.
Colgate's Madison McAndrews, the 5'8" senior out of Los Angeles, California, back to serve. And there's Webb from the corner for the Eagles.
That was a great set by Etheridge. Nice tempo, quick to the outside. She's definitely developed this season, you know, being the first year she's setting for this team, coming off of a year where they had one of the top setters in the country. She's coming into her own.
Megan Donahue seeing some time as she served there for the Eagles. There's Donahue, and there's Kurtzuk from the corner, but McAndrews able to answer. Harris back across the floor. Stansbury.
Colgate needs to just start swinging deep court. The tips are not working. That's what they need to do. Swing high and hard off the block.
So the Raiders able to get it to work there. As Harris went high and gets the point, pulling the Raiders to within 6. Now it's Molly Smith back to serve again for the Raiders. There's Kurtzuk. Harris gets it back across. Webb from the corner, and McAndrews had to go off the wrong part of her hand and go in the wrong direction. So the Eagles will take the point and go up 7.
Webb really coming through today as well for them. Right now she's at 11 kills, hitting 400, no errors as well.
So that one's into the net, so a service error there for Samantha Snyder. Back to serve now for the Raiders is Kathleen Harris. There she takes a deep breath, the first team all-league senior outside hitter.
Oh, that was a nice play on the ball. Kick by the setter. You don't see that very often.
Etheridge setting up Webb, met at the net. And that's going to go for the Raiders.
That was a nice cover by Largy.
The Eagles lead now down to 4 here in the third set, after the Eagles took the first 2 sets here this afternoon. So now Barry Goldberg and the Eagles call a timeout, want to talk things over as they're on the cusp of grabbing a championship.
I think he just wants, once again, the server to think about it and kind of break that momentum that Colgate has right now with their run that they just went on, the 6-2 run.
Ice the server.
Ice the server, and it works, so we'll see.
Because that just like in football, when you ice the kicker, that just gives the server that much more time to think about what they need to do.
Yeah, she has to think about it. And so that's definitely over there in the huddle. You're not talking about the serve. You just let go back there and be confident and just think about the process. Have the same routine.
There's Ryan Baker, the head coach of the Colgate Raiders out of Ithaca, class of 2003. 21-18 here in the third set. Eagles leading the Raiders after capturing the first 2 sets. If AU grabs this set, then they win the championship and advance on to the NCAA tournaments. As Harris is back to serve for Colgate.
Oh, and she came out with the ace.
So the whole ice the server thing there didn't work there.
It didn't work there. She came in and laid that ball a little short. That was nice.
Harris, a bit of a smile. Now she's ready to go. Largay, another nice save for her.
It's a great deep swing. Definitely Largay has a little bit more trouble on that ball, so if they continue to go after the deep corners on the swings, starting to get, you know, the sway of the momentum here for Colgate. Oh, that's a big block at this time. Crucial point for them.
Katie Stebbins leaping up, coming up big there for the Raiders and tying this third set at 21 apiece.
Look for American to get the ball to the middle on the slide here. They pass the ball.
And there's Webb. McAndrews, they're able to pick it up. Down the middle for Harris.
Oh,
just out of the reach
swing
of
out of the
Largay.
middle. Big time swing.
So the Raiders on a big run here in this third set and now have the 1-point lead.
We definitely have swayed the momentum. This is what's great about volleyball. They got some confidence back.
So another timeout on the floor. A little Zombie Nation here with some energy here in the arena. Nice crowd for the championship. It's the first Colgate lead since the first set, so that really speaks to how Colgate came out really aggressive, came out hot in that first set, and the Eagles eventually chipped away and were able to come away and grab that first set, then took the second set, and now here in the third set, Colgate has battled back, and that shows a lot of stick-to-itiveness there for Ryan Baker's crew.
Yeah, they're doing a great job right here. Coming out of the timeout is going to be really important, being aggressive, and they look like they're very confident, and we might have a game here.
Yeah, and it's really going to be interesting to see how they come out of this timeout. Of course, it's a situation where the Raiders obviously need to win this set in order to keep their season alive, as Harris has looked good in this rotation back there serving. The senior outside hitter with the jump serve, Largay.
It's tough in the net.
So the Eagles will take the point, and with it the equalizer. Now I'm knotted up at 22 apiece. And Shannon Webb back to serve for AU. And just out of the reach there of Shelby Vlonderen. So the Raiders will take the point. Go up one.
Stebbins, great job over there on the right-hand side. I think they need to continue to get the ball to her and her attack the right side of American's court.
Back to serve for Flaherty. So the Raiders there at the net. Pick it up, now go up two, and a chance to capture the set. Flaherty still in the serve for the Raiders. From the corner, Kazawa, and she's met at the net.
Big time block, an important and crucial point. It's exciting, we have a match here.
And with it, a 25-22 set, and you can see how this one finished off there from the corner. A nice block there from Jayla Hutchison. And that gave Colgate the 25-22 win in the third set. You're watching today's contest on the Patriot League Network on Campus Insiders. The AU Eagles lead the Colgate Raiders 2-1. AU capturing the first two sets. The Raiders capturing the last sets, 25-22. Fans see every buzzer beater, hear every cheer on the PLN on Campus Insiders, where fans can view live events and video on-demand features on your computer and various mobile devices. Visit the Patriot League Network website to watch archived games throughout the year or view feature stories on your favorite school or student athletes. Dan Lang alongside Melissa Beatty-Smoose, head coach at Holy Cross. Glad to have you with us for the Women's Volleyball Championship tilt today. Harris for the Raiders. Now over on the Eagles side, that's Webb getting it back across and just out of the reach there of Smith. And Webb back to serve. There's Harris, and that ends up out.
That's a great swing, that deep corner. They need to continue that. I think one thing that Colgate did really well towards the end of the last set is put pressure on them on the serve, and they're leading with 7 aces right now.
And there at the nets, Matt. So there's Etheridge at the net for the Eagles. Smith setting Harris up. Largay keeping that one alive for AU. Smith, Harris down the middle, and that's going to go off London's hands and backwards. The Eagles today looking for their 14th title in Patriot League tournament history. On the flip side, for the second seed Raiders, they're looking for their 6th title. And there for the corner, the Raiders able to answer.
Nice job on that. The block waited on her and took care of that little roll shot.
Back to serve is Flaherty. There's Hutchison from the middle, a little off-balance shot for her. And for the Eagles, nice putback from Kennedy Etheridge.
This is a really good rotation for Colgate, so they really have to score their points here. They need to get Stebbins the ball. She was hot at the end.
Smith setting up Hutchison, who gets it past Largay. So the Raiders have the 4-3 lead here in the 4th set. There's another angle at it. Peyton McRobbie back to serve for the Raiders. And there from the corner, nice job for the Raiders. And the putback for Katie Stansbury. They're able to put Colgate up 2 here in the 4th set.
Nice tool off the block there, Viola.
Back to serve for the Eagles is Kazawa. There's Hutchison. Kazawa chases it down.
They got to really handle those free balls.
Yeah, Stansbury there didn't quite have the tender touch on that one, so we're all tied up at 5 apiece. Kazawa with the jump serve. There's Kurdzuk. And she's able to get enough power on it. The Raiders unable to return it. Eagles go up 1.
So misconnect there. Got to get that ball to Jayla a little bit faster.
Kazawa chasing that one down. Etheridge setting up Kurdzuk. And the Eagles able to put it back across. But a little bit too much on it, so the Raiders will take the point and pull back to within 1. And that'll put Stansbury back to serve for Colgate. Right in no man's land there.
Yeah, a little change up on that.
Largay checks out. Vela McBride, Patriot League Rookie of the Year, is back to serve it up for the Eagles. So Harris across the court with the kill.
Yeah, nice job. They ran her inside. That works for them.
Eagles unable to return. AU with a win today will pick up their 4th consecutive Patriot League championship. On the flip side for the Raiders, they pick up their 1st title since 2012. Their 6th overall.
It's great up there. They're getting the momentum back, Colgate.
And there's Harris, the all first team, delivering on that one. McAndrews, quick turn there for Sanderson. And there's Kurdzuk for the Eagles. The Eagles will take the point and knot things up at 9 apiece. Nice crowd in attendance here today. Lots of Raiders fans, lots of Eagles fans. Jump serve there for Sam Snyder. And just out of the reach there of Largay. The Raiders go up 10-9.
Playing some scrappy defense.
So what's the biggest thing that the Raiders have done here that have changed things up from what we saw in the second set? When we
I think they started out just really strong from the beginning, not allowing American to go on runs and points. They had the energy. They're getting the kills. They were starting to attack high off the hands in deep corners.
Molly Smith serves it up for Colgate. Up 2 here in the 4th set. Eagles will take the point. Here's Shannon Webb, the freshman out of Aurora, Colorado, to serve. And that's split right between a pair of Eagles.
Yeah, they're doing a great job right now. They're hitting 533 with 9 kills in this set, so that definitely helps you.
And Harris back to serve for the Raiders. Now they're from the corner. That was Stansbury. Andrews. There's Smith setting it up at the net and pushing it back across Stebbins for the Raiders.
I think we talked about Harris being a key, her senior, the refuse to lose kind of mentality, and bringing that to her team and her team following her, where against American young players. But there's Ola again, high off the block. She just stays pretty steady and gets her kills.
Here's Kristen Largay, the freshman, back to serve for AU. There's some power from the corner for the Raiders.
That was a great up by Americans. Libero, they really need to convert on that.
Taylor Flaherty serving it up for the Raiders. Smith. There's Stebbins getting it back across. And some power from the middle of the floor there.
Yep, that's that 2-ball we talked about, bringing that inside, and it definitely is a struggle for American to defend.
So Stebbins coming through big there. Colgate has the 15-11 lead here in the fourth set. You're watching today's volleyball championship on the Patriot League Network on Campus Insiders. Inside Bender Arena here on the campus of American University. Fourth set of the women's volleyball championship. Top seed American leading 2-1. Colgate, though, leading here in the fourth set, 15-11.
Yeah, this is a really exciting match. Colgate coming back and responding.
The Eagles capturing the first 2 sets here this afternoon and win going up 2-0 in a match. The Eagles are undefeated this season at 21-0. There's Smith and Hutchison from the middle. Kozawa looking to finish it off for the Eagles.
She just seems to put the ball where they're not.
There's Kozawa. Etheridge serving for AU. The Raiders will take the point there. Now, the Eagles right now lead 2-1 and win in this situation this season. The Eagles are 4-1. So those numbers bear out that the Eagles are still in a pretty good position, but the Raiders definitely have the momentum on their side.
Yeah, never count the Raiders out. They just play steady game and chip away, so it's not over.
There's Harris. And Harris, a little bit too much on that one, ends up out.
And now they got Ola back to serve, and she, the last few times, have gone back there and gone on runs of points.
Kozawa with the jump serve. There's Hutchison with the tender touch. Are they going to give it to her?
That's a great job. They broke Ola's serve, and Jayla going high off the hands, got a little tip on the hand, I think.
And that's what you said before the match, that it was going to be key to get Hutchison going.
Yes, yeah, and she's been defensively always there, but offensively they haven't always got her the ball.
Eagles unable to track that one down. So the Raiders will take the point. Colgate now up 4 here in the fourth set.
Colgate definitely has the momentum. They look very confident going into the timeout.
And they're just out of the reach of Webb, who was looking to chase that one down.
That was a great block, hands into the court. They knew where the ball was going.
Barry Goldberg calling timeout for the Eagles. You're looking there inside the Colgate Raiders huddle. The Raiders 18-10 this season, 14-3 in Patriot League play. Their second seed in this tournament. They've been in the volleyball tournaments 8 of the last 11 seasons. And really, when you look at this tournament, it's the top 4 teams that get in the tournament.
Yes, we definitely would like the top 6 teams to get in. Our conference is getting better every year with some great parity, so hopefully we continue to fight that and maybe next year see 6 teams here.
And when you look at that, and you mentioned the parity within the conference and also the success outside, once you get into the NCAA tournament play, there's been some success within the Patriot League and especially with American.
Yes, they've definitely been able to take advantage of their first matches.
Colgate leading here in the fourth set, 18-14. Eagles taking the first 2 sets, Raiders battling back. And there for Colgate is Sanderson at the net. Stansbury.
Colgate's Hill here hitting 500 with 15 kills.
So from the corner is Kurdzuk. Now Harris looking to answer. Kurdzuk again. There's Harris, tender touch. And back across there, some finesse used by the Eagles and Sohochka.
It's a great mix up there, off-speed shot.
Vela McBride back to serve for the Eagles. Trailing by 4. And make it trailing by 3. And now the Raiders and head coach Ryan Baker are going to call a timeout. So lots of strategy in this one, lots of timeouts called. Both coaches want to talk things over because so much to play for.
Oh yeah, and both sides are doing a great job, a lot of defense. You know, right here, I think Colgate definitely keeping their confidence. Just get the pass here. The first contact is really crucial. And then, you know, go from there, so.
Has anything surprised you to this point as we look inside the Raiders huddle? Has anything surprised you to this point in this match from what you've seen?
I think, you know, not really. We know both of these teams dig a lot of balls. We knew that Colgate would have to come out after, you know, set 2 and offensively be more aggressive, and they've changed that, and they're going, you know, swinging high and going deep, and those are the things you have to continue to do against Americans. So I think you kind of knew that could be a match tonight.
And indeed, that's what it has turned into. The Eagles taking the first 2 sets, 25-22, 25-18, before the Raiders grabbed the third set, 25-22. And Colgate leads here in the fourth set, 19-16, as Vela McBride is back to serve for the Eagles. And there at the net, that's Kazawa getting it back across.
Oh,
And a whistle
that's
there.
tough at this point. I don't know so much on that double compared to some of the other ones as well, but.
Now if we get to a 5th set, both teams are 2-2 in 5-set matches this season. And there, no-look turnarounds for Hutchison.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Hutchinson going around the block, cutting that ball.
3-point edge for the Raiders. There's Kurdzuk from the corner. And there from the middle, that was Flaherty.
American thought the play was over.
Harris from the corner. Etheridge, now Largay. So that one will go toward the Eagles. After a rally, Raiders unable to send it back across. There's Flaherty was unable to get underneath. So here's Sam Snyder back to serve for the Eagles.
Nice high swing there, tooling the block again.
Raiders back up by 3. Molly Smith back to serve. There's some power going the wrong way for the Raiders, almost running into the table. A frustrated Stansbury there. The Eagles will take the point, now trail by 2. Shannon Webb checking back onto the floor for the Eagles. As Sohochka takes her spot along the sidelines. And there the
Oh.
Touched by Flaherty.
And net.
And the Colgate fans are booing the officials.
Yeah. If we had the replay, I'm going to say that again. We could be looking at that.
And therefore the Eagles at the net.
The middle on the touch. Let's see if it's in the net. Kind of hard to see at this angle. Can't really see it, so that'd be interesting.
All tied up now at 21 apiece here in the fourth set. And there's some power from Stebbins. It goes out.
Okay. Here we got an angle that we might be able to see the net. No net.
Eagles up one and serving. There's Harris. And Etheridge at the net. So the Eagles will take the point and now go up two.
Etheridge did a great job going off high.
There's Harris, but she's met at the net, and another big point there for the Eagles. And AU now can taste it.
This
You
is
saw
what
the
American does well at home, just kind of stays steady and chips away.
and now a chance for the Eagles to seal it up here. And there from the side and the putback, and the Eagles win it.
Big time swing by Ola there.
Ola Kazawa finishing things off fittingly, the player of the year. And the Eagles pick up their 14th conference title and the 4th straight conference title for AU. Eagles ending today on an 11-2 run and ending up in the win column here this afternoon. The Eagles do in 4 sets. A hard-fought, back-and-forth affair. The Eagles excited, and here get a chance to see the last play. And Kazawa with an emphatic exclamation point. She's excited, and so are the Eagles now out there on the floor.
Defense tonight was great on both sides. Colgate having 10 blocks, but American with their 69 digs. So the defense comes up strong.
So the Eagles today coming up with the victory. 25-22 picking up the first set. The second set 25-18. Colgate bouncing back, taking the third set 25-22, and the Eagles capturing it with the fourth set 25-21. So the Eagles do pick up the title, and stick with us. We'll be back with some on-court interviews as we continue on the Patriot League Network on Campus Insiders. And welcome back inside Bender Arena, where this afternoon the American University Eagles, the top seed in the Patriot League tournaments, pick up the title, 4th straight title for the Eagles, and 14th conference title overall. The Eagles needing 4 sets to finish off the Colgate Raiders. And let's send it down to the third member of our team. That's Morgan Uber, who's on the court.
This was a hard-fought match. Can you just tell me kind of the mentality going into that 4th set for this team?
Well, I feel like we just kept our composure. We tried to be steady and calm and just keep fighting because we knew Colgate is a good team and they're not going to give up anything. So I feel like our composure was the most important part, and we just kept fighting.
Lastly, did your parents and family, your family and friends at home in Poland, did they stay up to see this?
Yes, definitely. They are cheering on me. I'm pretty sure they already texted me multiple times, so they're always with me.
All right, well, go enjoy, go celebrate with your team.
Thank you so much.
Coach of the Year, Barry Goldberg, now the Patriot League champion coach, 13 of 15 times for you here. I mean, what was the mentality going into this game?
Well, you know, we have played all these teams a couple times during the season, and we knew that this weekend especially these teams were going to come harder. This is, you know, your chance to win the league, and so we were expecting a big match, and obviously we started off a little bit off balance, and Colgate served us tough. They were hitting the ball hard, and you know, we battled back in that game, in that first game. It was a big part of the match there, and Game 2 gave us a lot more momentum, but they continue to battle. They have a lot of seniors there that are leading their team. And we were youthful, so we had some really great moments, and we had some moments where we were a little off balance, and credit to Colgate because they were starting to attack us well. They served us better. They were definitely blocking us better as the match went on. And so we made a few plays at the end to get through, but very easily we could be still playing right now and we wouldn't be doing this little conversation we're having. So we're happy to certainly get through it.
All right, well, thanks so much, Coach. Enjoy celebrating with your team today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, back to you, Dan.
And thanks a lot, Morgan, as we're back up in the broadcast booth and joined by my broadcast partner, Melissa Beatty-Smoose, the head coach at Holy Cross. And just your final thoughts here today as the Eagles capture the Patriot League tournament.
I think it was a well-fought battle by both teams, American ending up. It's just really tough to play American at home. We think that they will have a good run in the NCAA tournament and want to represent the Patriot League with a win off the bat.
Yeah, and you mentioned Kennedy Etheridge was going to be a key at the onset of this match, and boy, was she, with 52 assists as well as 11 digs.
Yeah, she did a great job as a first-year setter, and hopefully continue that.
So that's going to do it for us from inside Bender Arena. For my broadcast partner, Melissa Beatty-Smoose, I'm Dan Lang saying good afternoon from Bender Arena on the campus of American University, where the final score is AU over Colgate in 4 sets, capturing the Patriot League Tournament Championship. For more live Patriot League broadcasts, features, and information, go to campusinsiders.com. This has been an exclusive presentation of the Patriot League Network on Campus Insiders. Good afternoon, everybody.